What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Many of you guys have heard of Celina Powell. She first came to some sort of prominence from dealing with some of these dumbass rappers such as Snoop Dogg, Young Thug, Offset, and then subsequently thereafter, she had some sort of relationship with popular YouTube host DJ Academics. And even remember, she even, admitted to taking a fake paternity test, trying to say that Offset impregnated her. And now you see her, recently she was on, like Adam 22's podcast and stuff like that. But I want to kind of go back to 2015, where she was arrested for a auto theft ring conviction. So basically she was like a getaway driver and all that other crap. And she was, on probation. However, the 26-year-old Celina Powell has been living life quite recklessly. Okay. She didn't comply with the terms of her probation. She missed multiple drug and alcohol tests. She skipped court dates, and she was even, making like illegal turns in Miami, driving with a suspended license and all of this. Well, it's interesting because people may say that this is karma. She is now back locked up in Colorado, and she is serving a 2-year prison sentence. Okay. And it's big news because why? Well, how dare a woman get locked up and be held accountable for her actions? This is something that I believe in society that some women believe that they can get away with. They can get away with things in the law that men understand that they cannot. If you're a man and you have certain things to do, you're on probation and shit like that, most guys are gonna take that very, very seriously. But I believe that a lot of women, especially when they start getting some sort of Instagram clout and some sort of celebrity clout, I think they can get a little bit inflated in the case of Celina Powell to believe that she doesn't have to comply. And I'm dealing with that because a lot of times I've noticed now in this era, women do not feel that there are consequences for what they do. Like seriously, we've even seen this on Kevin Samuel's show. Literally just sit back and think about it. A lot of the ladies that have many children, and these are non-criminal things, but children by different men, and they believe that this shouldn't count against them. They're over 40 or they're over a certain size or something like that, and their attitude is a certain way, that there are no consequences for their behavior, that still they're going to be able to do whatever they want to do and not suffer behind it. And it may seem like that might be the truth at the time, but the thing about life is you are a representation of what happens typically. And I mean with your actions, I mean if you're doing criminal things, stuff like that, if you're out here breaking the law, it's only a matter of time before those things come back to get you. And in the case of Celina Powell, I honestly believe she felt, because I am a woman, they're not going to do anything to me. But until you understand, like, oh shit, these things do come into play. And I want to talk about this because I think many women in society and in today's age believe that only laws or certain things apply only to men. They're able to get away with whatever they want to get away with. Okay. And one thing is for sure, besides death, anything you do in life, the decisions you make, whether you believe it or not, you're going to be held accountable for those decisions. And men, in your own personal life, you need to make sure that these things are enforced. All right. Just like the state is doing. See, a lot of times women feel that in society they can get away with bad behavior because a lot of men allow it. All right. Well, I can do whatever I want to do. He allows it. And that's exactly what happens. But what you're doing is you're allowing things. If you're a man and you're getting disrespected, if you're a man and you allow things to happen, all you're doing is allowing it to be, rampant in society with the next guy. Okay. And the reality is that everybody's not going to accept that behavior from women, because you know as a guy that if you do something, you're going to get punished. Men understand that. Men are going to discipline men more. We get it. But women who want equal rights in America, you want to be put in the same positions and judged in the same positions. Okay, so when you do something, you need to suffer the same consequences that men are suffering. That's been the problem. Women want the same rights, but they don't want the same consequences a lot of times. And Celina Powell is probably somewhere in jail crying. But you should have thought about that before you did it. If you didn't want to be in jail, why didn't you change your lifestyle? Oh, because you were out here trolling people. You didn't learn from and the reality is you didn't learn from the first mistake. You were out here doing whatever you wanted to do, being ratchet, drunk, driving out a license. You didn't learn. Lock your ass back up then. You don't want to do the right thing? Lock your ass back up. And it's the same thing for guys. If women don't want to behave, if you're doing stuff in society, get rid of them. Let them deal with somebody else. The same way that these people came and picked her ass up and locked her ass up, you get them out of your life. All right? Because society don't need bad behaviors. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Men don't need bad behaviors. Life is too freaking short. I'll tell you right now. We've seen it with the loss of our brother Kevin Samuels. I've seen it with the loss of my good brother Kim the Comic. Life is short. If somebody don't want to do what they need to do, they need to get the hell on. Seriously. Nobody has time for the foolishness at all. You don't want to do what you're supposed to do. You don't want to be a woman. You don't want to be a good woman. Out. Okay? You want to be held to the same accountability that other people are being held accountable to? You don't want to act the right way? Take your ass to jail. Don't get in there and start crying and all it is. No, because you knew what you were doing when you were doing it. Don't cry now because you didn't want to change your life. You see? And that goes for any criminal. You didn't want to change your life. So you're there where you need to be at. All right? If everybody else has to have some sense in the world today, guess what? You need to have some goddamn sense. If you don't want to have any sense, take your ass to prison. And similar with guys today that are dealing with problems, you're dealing with problematic friends, you're dealing with, if they want to act the fool, they can do it somewhere else. One thing's for sure, you will not do it here. Women are adults, all right? We know that, but women are adults. They are not children. Women have to be held to the same accountability as male adults. If they want the same respect, I believe it's great. They need to have that same respect and responsibility. But in adults, you will act the same, okay? You're going to respect the law like everybody else has to. And if you don't, you go to jail and get the same sentence. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junker. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.